Ranking member on the subcommittee on economic growth, tax, and capital access, Mr. Meuser, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Williams, for being with us. And as Ranking Member Lukemeyer said, thank you for your service to our country and in your work. You clearly have the know-how and dedication, so that's great to see. First, Madam Chair, I do want to bring up what Ranking Lukemeyer has mentioned a number of times, and that is the absence of Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen. It's kind of inexplicable that the law states and the requirements are to appear for this committee within time frames, and yet the requests seem ignored. So I just want to go on the record saying that's really irresponsible and kind of hard to believe, actually. But moving on. So, Mr. Williams, what hearing you out, and it sounds like you've got a very focused plan, and you're there for all the right reasons to figure this out. It's a pretty big operation you're running. What are your goals, like, for this year? What are your either macro or micro goals within 60 seconds, if possible,
Sure.
for the year? Yeah.
I'm an office of 4. I'm not a big organization. Right. So my goal would be to actually grow that and be able to provide more resources. Really on the underserved, there's, again, this trick of a goal is to get legislation, making sure, because again, that's something that now I have to spend a lot of time on. And then if we know that there's fast and growth accelerators, because those will be the programs that we really believe we can get to underserved states if we have those funds that we would then need to manage and execute and get those awards out quickly. So potentially on the 11th, I'm going to have a budget of some type. And then once I get that, my job is to execute that as quickly as possible, because the money doesn't do any good in Treasury. It's got to get to those helping small business.
So an office of 4. So, but you have how many clients? How many?
Well, I have a lot of clients. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I consider you my client. We have the small businesses, the agencies.
Business clients.
So we deal less directly with the companies. Our goal is to build this national innovation ecosystem. So we have 84 growth accelerators that we work with that are funded on this year. We have 33 FAST awardees. So those are, groups that we work with. We have contracts with that we monitor, and then we have an ecosystem. We just have calls and we connect with people we don't fund, but that we try to provide information to them. And our goal is to kind of share the information in one place and push it to those that need it.
Not good. Is it possible for me to get a list of the number of businesses that have accessed and utilized and gained support from?
So, there's 7,000 awards made, 33,000 proposals submitted every year, about 4,000 to 5,000 companies. Our website is over 1 million hits every year. So those are the kind of, but I can give you any more detail.
In Pennsylvania or just in my district for that matter?
I think, well, I have it on chart, but yeah, I can give you that information.
All right, that would
actually, and it's on our website, sbr.gov. You can pull up each year, each agency, but I can get you that.
All right, good. Well,
Absolutely.
I'll do that. Thanks. So you do see, and I'm sure you are aware of this and are focused on doing everything you can to change it in a reasonable way, that certain areas of the country receive far more, utilize the program far more than others, such as the Northeast and the West Coast, as well as some companies receive upwards of 50 Phase 1 awards in a single year. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, could be a good thing, but how would you explain that? Seems a little lopsided.
I'll have to look into 50 Phase 1 awards. But the issue of, there's a couple of reasons why certain places in the country don't get as much awards. VC funding goes to, 5 states, 80% of it. So there's infrastructure issues that exist, and so that's why we really believe there are great universities throughout the country that's a good place for us to lock into. Fast and Growth Accelerator establishing out them. They are now much more focused in transitioning research that they weren't really years ago. NSF forming a kind of translational side of NSF where we're really going to start funding more of that basic research. The small businesses are the glue to that. Those are the ones that are going to be motivated to take that, and then they'll stay locally. And so I think that's what we need to do, is more programs to put some boots on the ground in those places and help them get access to this program. It's still a government program. Government programs aren't always the easiest, and so we want to train new people.
real quick, you probably won't have time to answer this, but provide us or me any specific recommendations you have that we can help you improve your program, because it sounds important.
Stability, and I think some of these resources, programs that we talked about, so we can do more, would help.
Okay.
Thanks,
I
sir.
yield back, Madam Chairman.